Hey, how's it going? This is Johnny Shaboo. I'm making my picks for college basketball for the day. Before I start, I want to let you guys know there's still a lot of time for the bracket challenge. So email me at drivebypicks@gmail.com. I'm going to send you a direct link, and then you guys can join the group. Now we have a big day today. Let's get started, man. NC State's in Syracuse. Syracuse favored by 2.5 points. NC State's coming off 5 straight wins, but their wins are against Notre Dame by 11, Pittsburgh by 3, Virginia by 7, Wake Forest by 18, and then they beat Pittsburgh again by 1. They're 6-4 in their last 10, 9-8 in conference. They're 5-5 on the road. I just feel like Syracuse got these guys in their little pocket, to be honest. Syracuse coming off a win against Clemson by 10, and they beat North Carolina by 2. They're 6-4 in their last 10, but I do like them to win this game. I think they're better coached. They have a better situation in Syracuse now. Even though NC State's on a big run, they're not against the greatest teams other than Virginia, who's been suffering a little bit. But in this scenario, I do like Syracuse by 2.5. Let's go to Northern Arizona against Portland State. You know what? Northern Arizona is being outscored by 27 points in their last 5. They're coming off 4 straight losses, and they're 2-8 in their last 10. They went to a shutdown, and then since then they've lost 4 straight. Portland State isn't the best, but they're favored by 6.5 points. They're 9-12 in the season, 6-8 in conference. They're coming off 2 straight losses themselves, but they're 6-4 in their last 10. I feel like it's the safer bet to go with Portland State at this point. San Jose State's in Wyoming. Now, Wyoming's favored by 12 points. And San Jose State is 5-15 in the season, 3-13 in conference, 0-8 on the road, but they're 1-1 on neutral site. They're coming off 4 straight losses, and they're 3-7 in their last 10. The 3 wins have come to Air Force. They beat Air Force twice by 13 and by 1, and they beat New Mexico by 12. Wyoming, 13-10 in the season, 7-9 conference, 4-5 on the road, and they're 2-0 on neutral site. They're coming off a win against UNLV by 11, and they're 5-5 in their last 10. They also beat Nevada twice by 5 and by 7. They beat New Mexico twice by 12 and by 9 in overtime. I think Wyoming's got this game. San Jose State hasn't shown anything all year. They're getting scored on 85.5 points a game against San Jose. It's just going to be a one-sided game. I like Wyoming. Now, Miami, Florida's in Clemson. Clemson's favored by 9 points, and they played twice already. Clemson won by 8 and won by 1 point. They're coming off a 1 win, and they're 7-3 in their last 10. Clemson is. To be honest, Clemson scores. Miami, Florida gets scored on 10 more points against, 71 against, and Clemson only gets scored on 61 points. So Clemson has the better defense. Clemson favored by 9. Miami, Florida is coming off 2 wins. They beat Boston College by 4, and they beat Pittsburgh yesterday by 6. That game against Pittsburgh was not fun to watch, I'll be honest. I think Clemson's going to wipe the floor with these guys. I'm taking Clemson by 9. Marquette's in Georgetown. Last time they faced each other, Marquette won by 4 on the road. They're 13-13 in the season, 8-11 in conference. They're coming off 2 wins, and they're 5-5 in their last 10. Georgetown is 9-12, 7-9 in conference. They're coming off a loss to UConn by 16, but they're 6-4 in their last 10. They lost twice to UConn, actually, by 16 and by 13. Other than that, they've been decent. I like Georgetown to win this game. I don't know why Marquette's favored by 3 today. I can't see it. Let's go to Washington State and Arizona State. Now, Washington State has a better defense. They scored 10 less points against. They faced off against each other recently. And Washington No, actually, Arizona State's last win was against Washington State in overtime. but they got Bagley out today. I like Washington State to win this game. They're both doing 5-5 in their last 10. They're both coming off 2 losses. I just think Washington State has the better defense, and they're going to be able to win this game. They're underdogs by a point. I'm on Washington State. Now, Air Force is in UNLV. UNLV is favored by 12 points, and they're going to win by more than that, in my opinion. They're coming off 2 losses. They're 5-5 in their last 10. But Air Force coming off 2 losses, and they're 1-9 in their last 10. UNLV has won twice this season against them. They won by 5, and they won by 10. They have 2 losses, are coming to San Diego State by 9 and by Wyoming by 11. So I do like UNLV to win this game. Air Force is just not scoring enough points. They average 59 points for, and they get scored on 71. In my opinion, UNLV is the play today. Butler's in Xavier. Butler's 9-14 in the season, 8-12 in conference, 1-9 on the road, and 0-1 on neutral site. They're coming off a loss, 4-6 in their last 10. I think Xavier's the play today. They're favored by 6.5 points. They've already beat them by 12 and by 10. They're 13-7 in the season, 6-7 in conference. Yeah, they're coming off 2 losses, but I feel like Xavier's gonna do good today and win this game. Minnesota's in Northwestern. No, Minnesota's 0-10 on the road, 0-0 neutral site. They're coming off 7 straight losses, man. They're 2-8 in their last 10. Northwestern isn't the best team, but you know what? They're coming off 3 losses, but they're 3-7 in their last 10. Oh, sorry, they're coming off 3 wins, and all 3 wins. One win was against Minnesota by 8. Another one was against Maryland by 5, and they beat Nebraska by 1. Minnesota's woes on the road is just what's making me go against it, to be honest. I like Northwestern here, but they have the better defense. Northwestern's only allowing 66 points in their last 5, and Minnesota's allowing 80 points in their last 5. I like Northwestern here today. Not one of my favorite picks, so I'll be honest. Now let's jump off to Kansas State and TCU. Kansas State is 8-19, 4-14 in conference, 2-7 on the road. They haven't seen neutral site. They're coming off a win, and they're 3-7 in their last 10. Those 3 wins are to Oklahoma by 5. They beat TCU by 8, and they beat Iowa State by 5. TCU is favored by 4 points, and you know what? They're not doing that well either. They're coming off 3 losses, and they're 3-7 in their last 10. Those 3 wins came against Iowa State twice, and you know what? Before that, they beat Oklahoma State by 3 at home. I like Kansas State to come within the numbers. I don't see TCU running away with anything today. Kansas State's playing in almost every game tight. Yeah, they're not winning them, but they're playing tight. So I'd like Kansas State to come within the numbers. Now, this is probably my favorite game. Charlotte and Texas San Antonio. Texas San Antonio is favored by 4.5 points. Coming off 2 wins, 8-2 in their last 10. And they're facing a team that's coming off 8 straight losses. They're 2-8 in their last 10. Spread's only 4.5 points. I feel like that's a gift. I'm off for Texas San Antonio. In their last 5 games, they're averaging 82 points for and 69 against. That's plus 13. On the other side, Charlotte's only scoring 57 points and getting scored on 72 points. That's minus 15. Looks like a Texas San Antonio blowout today in my eyes. That's my best bet of the day. Let's go to Duke and Louisville. Now, Duke just slaughtered BC yesterday by 35 points. Shot lights out. For that reason, also Louisville's beaten Duke twice this year by 7 in overtime, and then they won by 5, 70-65. Louisville's coming off a loss. They're 5-5 in their last 10. That loss was to Virginia by 10 points. I like Duke to win. Keep that momentum from yesterday. They're going to put up a lot of points, shoot crazy. I'm all over Duke today. They're favored by 2 points. Seems like a good play. Plus, they need some redemption. They lost twice. They're not going to lose 3 times to Louisville. Nope. Now, New Mexico's in Fresno State. Now, I'm all over Fresno State. 8.5-point favorite. They're coming off a loss. They're 5-5 in their last 10. But New Mexico is very bad this year. 2-15 in conference. They're coming off 2 losses and they're 2-8 in their last 10. Everyone beats on New Mexico. I like Fresno State to win this game. Washington's in Utah. Now, Utah slaughtered Arizona State by 39 points. And they're favored by 7.5 points today. They're 5-5 in their last 10. I like Utah to win the game. 7.5 points seems like a lot, but Washington has been playing very bad. They're 5-20 in the season, 4-17 in conference, 1-9 on the road, and they're 0-4 on neutral site. Coming out 3 losses. No, I'm all over Utah today. I just don't like the points. Texas A&M's and Vanderbilt. Listen, Vanderbilt, Scottie Pippen Jr., I'm biased. I don't care. I'm taking Vanderbilt. They're favored by 1.5. I feel like he'll be the difference maker today. They're coming off a loss. And you know what? Texas A&M played a really tough game against Arkansas. Lost by 7 points. Any other day I'll be looking towards Texas A&M. But I'm on Scottie Pippen Jr. side. Let's do it, Vanderbilt. Let's go. DePaul's in Providence. I like Providence by 7 points today. They're coming off a win and they're 4-6 in their last 10. DePaul's off 3 losses, 2-8 in their last 10. I just don't see DePaul having any chance in this game, to be honest. Providence just beat Villanova by 2. They beat Xavier by 15. They're playing all around better basketball, to be honest. Now let's go to Nebraska and Penn State. I really don't like this game. I'm not going to be betting on it. Penn State is favored by 6.5 points. Nebraska 7-19 in the season, 3-16 in conference, 1-10 on the road, 0-0 on neutral site. Coming off 2 losses, 3-7 in their last 10. Penn State's a little bit better. They're 10-13 in the season, but they're 7-12 in conference, 3-8 on the road, 0-0 neutral sites. They played twice this season. It was real tough. Nebraska won one game, and Penn State won 1 game. And both games were within 3 points. One was a 1-point game, one was a 3-point game. I really don't see this game being that big of a spread. I feel like it's going to be a tighter game, like they always play against each other. So I'll be leaning towards Nebraska in this position. Now UTEP's in facing Florida Atlantic. Now I like UTEP, to be honest. They played well against Kansas. They lost by 5 points. They're 7-3 in their last 10. I'm all over them, to be honest. Favored by 2.5 points today. I like UTEP. Iowa State's in Oklahoma. Now, I don't know what's happening in Oklahoma, guys. Loses a 4 straight, 5-5 in their last 10. Mind you, their losses have come to they've come to Oklahoma State twice, but then they lost to Kansas State by 5. Very, very unusual. Another reason why I like Kansas State, they play tough, man. They play tough. But now Iowa State hasn't won a game. Like, they're 2-11 in the... No, not 2-11. They're 0-18. They're 0-11 on the road. It's a very bad situation at Iowa State. I like Oklahoma. They're still ranked 24th, but 12-point favorite, 11.5-point favorite. Just seems like crazy amount of points. In the season, they faced off twice. Oklahoma won by 10, and they won by 7. I like Oklahoma to win the game. I just don't see 11.5 points today. Now, my last game of the day is California and Stanford. And I love Stanford today. 6-point favorites. They've won twice. They won by 6 and by 15. They're coming off 4 straight losses, though. They lost to USC by 37. They lost to Oregon State by 11. They lost to Oregon by 3. They lost to flipping Washington State by 9 in overtime. But Cali is off 4 straight losses themselves. They have a notable win, to be honest. They beat Colorado by 9 at home. but they're 1-9 in the last 10. I think Cali has no chance today. I like Stanford by 6. I think De Silva's going to slaughter these guys. Stanford is my play today. My best bets of the day would probably be Stanford all over that. I do like Providence by 7. I do like Texas San Antonio by 4.5. And I'd probably be on Wyoming today and Clemson as my best bets. Those are it for today. Thank you for tuning in. I want everyone to like and subscribe and expect me here tomorrow to make more picks. Appreciate everybody. Thank you.